Всем привет! И сегодня я, пожалуй, начну задание легенд проходить с Яоми. Вот с этой засранцей. Великое, подношения, Наруками. Ну что ж, начнем.
Publishing house in a while. Paimon wonders if they have any new books in. The one we read with A that time is pretty cool.
Come on, this is a no-brainer, man. There's only one thing worth wishing for, and that—
But the exam's next week. If I fail again, I'm seriously done for.
It's just an exam. Trust me, there's no problem you can't solve by throwing Mora at it. If it does—
What are they arguing about? It's quite a spirit.
Huh? Really? You need but stand on this land at midnight, lower your head and recite a special incantation, then your wish will come true. Looks like you guys really aren't in the loop. This, my friends, is the next big thing. A highly—
A wish ritual? That actually worked, right? Even Paimon knows that's just not how the world works.
I didn't believe it at first either, but that changed. It's this guy called Kunihiko. He's practically always been unemployed, wastes his days away, and he owes a lot of money. Like, a lot. But get this, I don't see him for a few— I heard it directly from him. He used this wishing ritual, and the next day he woke up to find his whole bed filled high with Mora.
His whole bed was filled with... Wow!
Of course, I'm sure the part about waking up lying on a bed of Mora is a bit of an— Whether you believe it or not, it's not exactly a difficult ritual. It can't hurt to give it—
If you're still feeling skeptical, just ask around. There are a lot of very compelling stories going around these days.
Really? Well, come on! Let's go ask around. Well, if it really is true, then just think of all the Mora Paimon could... Oh, and you...
И все, начнем.
On closer inspection, it seems like there really are a lot of people talking about this kind of stuff.
Grasp the thought in mind. Clear like the light of the moon. As close as kin with you.
No, it's not hear my summons, it's heed.
Hey! What are you guys up to?
Whoa! You scared me. Okay.
Incantation? Are you guys trying out this new wishing ritual?
Junkichi is trying it out, to be specific. He's hit a bit of a creativity block recently, so... I'm helping him make a wish so that he can move past it. I mean, I obviously don't. But Junkichi never listens to an outside opinion, so all I can do is go along with it.
Mr. Shigeru, can you please be a little more accommodating? These people have had all kinds of wishes come true. Become more attractive, get rich quick, ace their studies. I'm just a poor, struggling... Anyway, I just know this is going to work.
Didn't you say the same thing when you went to make your wish at the Grand Narukami Shrine? Oh, I just know this is gonna work. I have a gut feeling about it.
The Omamori from the shrine take too long to have any effect on your luck. Alright, enough of that. Help me get this incantation down. My new book...
Look, to be completely honest, I think you need to sit down and have a good think about what kind of story you want to write. Where's all that self-confidence you had? Look at you now. Trying dubious methods from any old light novel.
Wait. What? This wishing ritual comes from a...
Yep, it's from the one called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. No, it's most likely a self-published title. It just appeared out of nowhere and took Inazuma by storm. As a fellow writer, I'll refrain from passing comment on how well the story is written, but everyone is saying the wishing incantations it contains are the real...
Look, Junkichi. Yes, everyone's saying it's real, it works, but that's only half the story.
I've also heard lots of people say. What's so surprising about that? They're probably just giddy with.
This is starting. Why don't we go to the Grand Narukami Shrine and ask Yai Miko about it? She's the expert when it comes to both light novels and the.
Погнали.
Miko! Great, you're here!
Well, hello there, young ones. What brings you to the shrine? It just so happens that I have a wonderful novel here. I highly recommend it. Oh? Well, what did you want to...
Well, we were just. Actually, you look kind of.
No, not at all.
Lady Guji, what do you mean, nothing major? I'm begging you, you've got to help me save my brother.
It really is nothing major. I stand by that. Oh, but since you're so curious, let's have him relate the story one more time.
You two seem to have a good relationship with Guji-ai. Please, put in a good word for me. You have to convince her. Here's what happened. My name is Kato Yohei, and my brother is Kato Shingo. All he's ever wanted is to become a swordmaster, so he once asked Sensei Domon of the Meikyo. Domon turned him away. Took one look at him and said he didn't have what it takes to train in the art of the sword. But my brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could, and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best But since his victory, he's been acting extremely strange. It's like he's become a completely different person. The doctors can't find anything wrong with him, so I'm betting it.
You know, there really aren't as many evil spirits lurking around as you seem to think. Your brother achieved the goal he'd been striving toward for as long as he can remember, and now it's gone. It's only natural that he feels if it were me, I'd just leave him be for a couple of days. He'll recover on his own soon enough.
No, Lady Guji. If you saw him for yourself, you'd know. I guarantee...
Oh, all right. Then tell me, when did your brother spar with...
About 5 days ago.
5 days ago, you say?
Yes, Lady Guji. That's a long time for him to be acting up like this. Our greatest wish is to one day found our own school, just like Domon. We can't jeopardize that
Wait a minute, now I'm a little confused. Are you here to save your brother, or are you here to make your dreams of
well, they're kinda two sides of the same...
Whatever. Let me ask you this. Have you heard of...
What? Rumors? I...
Oh dear. Well, that's too bad.
Lady Guji, please stop changing the subject. This is someone's life we're talking...
Miko, he seems really desperate. This thing with his brother sounds really bad. Come on, you should help him.
Okay, fine. Then it's decided.
Yay, Miko! So you're gonna help him?
Нет. Мы ему поможем.
Kato, whatever your name was, these two guests are trusted acquaintances of mine. And in fact, they are experts in resolving all manner of strange and supernatural phenomena.
Yeah! Wait a sec!
Браво.
Really?
Да, конечно.
Is
И не
that
только.
hesitation that I detect in your voice? So let me get this straight. You come begging to me for help, I actually recommend some...
Not at all, never. Whatever Lady Guji says, I trust wholeheartedly. Thank you two for your willingness to help. Please follow me.
Блин.
No, hold on a hot second, Miko. We may be a lot of things, but we ain't exorcists.
Don't worry. If he wants an exorcism, just grab a handful of salt and mutter some mumbo-jumbo while you're sprinkling it around. It's a common trope in light novels, right? You just have to have a bit of bravado. As soon as the protagonist gains self-confidence, everything else just magically falls into place. Well, you were the ones who seemed concerned about his situation. Don't you think it would be a little Besides, we both know you wouldn't be here at the Grand Narukami Shrine unless you had a request for me too. This is an opportunity to demonstrate that you come in good faith.
This feels all wrong. But you...
All right, let's go. Don't worry now, I'll be coming along too.
Какой смысл тогда на нас-то все делать? Ты, женщина.
Okay, let's follow Yohei and go visit his brother.
Разве не
What's going
по-другому?
on here? Granted, you can never be quite sure what's going on in Miko's...
В этой деревне. Понятно. В этой всякая хрень происходит.
Well, a life's at stake here, so it looks like we'll have to deal with that first before we'll get the chance to ask her about the incantation stuff.
Найти его.
How strange. My brother's been meditating here pretty much constantly over the past few days.
Meditating?
Yeah, it's something that he suddenly started doing after defeating Domon's disciple. But that's not important right now. Where the heck could he have gone in his current
This does pose a bit of a problem. If we can't find your brother, well, Kato, whatever your name was, given the circumstances, why don't you start by going to find your brother and also picking up a handful of salt on your way?
Okay. Okay, got it. I'm on it.
Miko, what about us? Shouldn't we help with...
No need. While What's-His-Face is handling that, we'll take a walk around and ask people what they know about the two brothers. Maybe we'll find out some amusing details.
Hello, sir. We'd like to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Oh, are you debt collectors? Yohei said to tell you not to worry. He'll be able to pay you back as soon as he has enrolled a few disciples.
Huh? Debt collectors? No, we're... But, it sounds like Yohei and Shingo have gotten themselves into...
Well, yes. I don't think there's any disputing that. Those two don't have an ounce of dedication between them. They just hop between ideas.
Huh? But Yohei said his brother has always wanted to become a sword master, and even asked Domon to be his...
That's true, yes. Shingo begged Domon to take him on, and eventually, he finally relented. But even after convincing a renowned sensei to give him a chance, he was the same as ever. Bumming around in class, in the end, Domon had had enough and kicked him out. But Shingo was resentful about it. He blamed Domon for not seeing his potential, and even declared that he would challenge a disciple.
Wait, what? That's not what we heard.
Oh, how interesting. We heard a slightly different version. My brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could and finally proved himself by defeating one of
Yohei said that? That Shingo trained hard. That's ridiculous. He just lay there cussing to high heaven. Yohei did tell me about Shingo winning the fight, but I took it with a grain of salt. You can ask Kenji at the village entrance more about that. He always has
Hey there, we've come to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Oh, you mean Shingo and Yohei?
Yeah, we heard that Shingo defeated an apprentice of Domon's.
Yes, it's true. Wait, so are you here because you heard they're starting their own school?
We're not here to sign up, but we would like to hear more details about...
Well, you've come to the right person. I actually went to watch it. I thought it was a joke when I first heard that Shingo was going to challenge a disciple of the Meikyo Shisui art. But when he drew his sword, he became a whole different person. The way he handled his blade, it was like flowing water, mesmerizing to watch. Domon's disciple is no pushover, but he was absolutely no match for Shingo.
Is Shingo really that strong?
Yep, he seemed pretty euphoric after winning the duel, too. He was celebrating very vocally, saying something like, "What a duel. I haven't felt this good in a long time."
Any other details to share? We've heard that Shingo has been behaving rather out of...
I'd definitely say that he has more energy than he used to. In the past, he never used to do much except lie around sunbathing all day. But just yesterday, for example, I saw him cutting down trees for the village head. In the space of one afternoon, he did what most people couldn't finish in 3 days. Not only that, but he managed to fell a lavender melon tree with just one kick.
Oh,
Quite impressive.
Things got weird after that, though. The village head brought out some tofu for him, and he just flipped out. He shouted, "What is that stuff? Keep that away from me!" and then ran off.
Lady Guji, esteemed exorcists. Finally, I found you. I found my brother. He's at the waterfall. And I've got the salt you asked for, too. Come on, let's go!
Oh, as much as I'd prefer to stay and hear some more delicious details, I suppose we'd better...
Погнали. А, на это. Понятно. О, медицина.
Look over there. That's him.
so this is Yohei's brother. Whoa. He's meditating while sitting in a water. Hey, listen.
Отличный разговор.
How's that? Can you feel the feeling? Found your own school. Ha! So shallow. How can a manly... please, spare me. Spare me. I can't feel the... I can't take any more. I'm gonna die. Yohei. Yohei! Save me!
Это роза.
Did you hear that? All the nonsense aside, he's going for help.
Huh? Who goes?
He stood up. And now he's coming this way.
No, don't come any closer. Help!
Miku! Miku! Think of something!
Oh, poor thing. Yohei, your brother's life is hanging in the balance, and he's using his final
Well,
The way it looks to me is that Shingo feels terribly resentful to you about something. Would you mind telling...
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
You don't know. But surely you should have more insight than anyone. Yohei, I suggest you think very carefully before you open your mouth. Your brother is your closest relative. You must have noticed, and yet 5 whole days pass before it occurs to you to come and seek help from me. You really...
But
As you wish. It's fine by me if you don't want to tell the truth, but after Shingo dies, you'll be next. It's futile trying to escape. Anywhere in the world you run to, it will be right behind your back. After all, you did...
All right, I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. My brother and I used a wishing incantation. We made a wish. Yes, that's it. The one that's all the rage right now. You just have to recite an incantation at midnight. Just like the book described. We drew the magic symbol, stepped inside it barefoot at midnight, said the incantation, and look, after my brother wished to become a swordmaster, it really worked. Out of nowhere, he suddenly had these amazing sword skills. But his whole personality changed, too. Because I was worried that if he goes back to normal, he'll lose his skills with the sword.
Молодец.
If that happens, it'd ruin our plans to start a martial arts school, and we'd be back to being poor. I just wanted to keep this under wraps until we'd managed to get the dojo set up and...
So then, why'd you go to the Grand Narukami
Well, because with the way he's acting now, I was worried that rumors might start spreading that he's gotten involved in the occult arts or something. And then no one would want to sign... So I was thinking that maybe Lady Gucci might have a way to get my brother back to normal, but let him keep his sword skill?
My, look at you with your ingenious... Stop deluding yourself. These newfound sword skills are not his. They belong to the spirit that has possessed him.
You're right, you're right. We were wrong to do what we did.
All right, then. Your turn now, my little friend. Toss the salt, and then draw your sword.
Ну что, готов все. Ага, еще плохо. Точно. Лишь такая...
What is that?
Ё-моё.
It's the spirit.
See that? That's what you summoned. And look, now that Shingo's no use, it's coming straight for you.
Save me! Save me!
Miko! He fainted! What do we do now?
We do nothing.
Что, с духом драться, что ли?
But you, little one, just a quick fight and this will all be over.
Ведь логика.
Who's this?
Наруками.
A fellow swordmaster. Come on, fight me!
He's coming! Be careful!
Давай, жопу иди.
Right here. Right now. Right here.
Verdict is...
Ты точно должен пробовать? Да половина хп у тебя нет.
Emerge.
Ну, пошел.
You win. This
That was great! I haven't felt this great in a long, long time.
Справился. О, хитер в кустах.
He disappeared! But he looked pretty... Huh. Well, Paimon sure is confused. Do you know what that was all about?
We can talk about it later. They're about to wake up.
What am I doing here?
Shingo, are you alright?
Yohei, I had the weirdest dream. I dreamed that I wasn't a useless loser with a sword anymore. I even beat one of Domon's disciples. I thought we could finally open a dojo of our own now. But then I realized I couldn't control my own body. And there was this voice in my ear. I was terrified, and I wanted to take control of my body back, but I couldn't. And the voice kept talking about...
Shingo, we shouldn't have made that wish. We summoned a spirit and...
Yes, and had we not come to your rescue, your life would have been over before too much longer. Then the spirit would have haunted your brother until he died of fatigue too.
Thank you, Lady Gucci. And thank you for your assistance, exorcism experts.
All right, take him to get some rest. He's very weak right now, having been possessed for... He will experience a high fever, but it won't be fatal. Remember, this is the price you pay. At this point, I would normally lecture you on the dire consequences of using occult methods to obtain power that does not belong to you. But I think you get the...
Yes, we understand now. We won't do it ever again.
Thank you, Lady Gucci. Thank you, exorcist. We'll be on our way then.
Miko, would they really have lost their lives if we hadn't gotten involved? And if so, why the heck were you so reluctant to help out?
Oh, they would have been fine.
Жопа. Понял.
I had to scare them a little, though. Otherwise, I hardly think these two lazy rascals would have learned their lesson.
So, what was it that...
You saw it all for yourselves. I'm sure you can figure out what kind of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
Ah! Paimon's got it. It wasn't
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it didn't have any ill intentions. As a matter of fact, it actually...
Huh. Fair enough. But it seemed like it had the opposite effect.
Tossing salt caused it to temporarily leave Shingo's body. Then, you exhausted its strength by fighting it, so even if we'd done nothing at all, Shingo would have eventually become too weak for his body to host the spirit, and it would have left of its own accord. Of course, it would have been more stressful for Shingo and Yohei that way.
Whew. Well, the main thing is that nobody got hurt.
All right, seems like we've wrapped up everything here.
Hold on, Miko. You say everything's wrapped up, but are you sure?
You mean you disagree? Oh, you mean that they got the incantation from that book? Yes.
Actually, that book's the whole reason we came looking for you at the shrine today. Incantations seem really popular right now.
Human beings don't have powers like us yokai. It's quite understandable for them to be interested in incantations to summon the supernatural.
That's not the point. The problem is that the incantations in the book are actually capable of some...
Even then, humans only have so much strength. Even if they do successfully summon a spirit with the incantation, it won't stay with them for very long.
But who wrote this book? And why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? What do you think, Traveler? Well, when you put it that way, she has been pretty trustworthy so far. She said...
Lady Yai, I finally found you.
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
Ну, нам пипец.
I'm here to report on Yai Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are here. Please take a look.
Let me see. What? We're losing market share?
Oh shit.
Yes. Overall bestseller, reader's favorite, and trending ranking. We're being beaten in all categories. One book is topping the charts. It's called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Both of you, back here now.
Miko? What is it? You have a really scary look on your face right now.
Things just got serious. A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is an all-round hit, summarily beating the novels of the... Just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard to promote our latest featured work, and now a rival book comes out of... I have to come up with a counterplan. And you are going to help me.
Huh? How is this our problem all of a sudden?
Paimon, please. Who wrote this book and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? Am I to take it that the safety of the people of Inazuma isn't so important in your eyes after all?
Wait! What just happened? Again, you technically have a point!
Nothing's wrong, okay? Come on. We're going to war. I'm going to head back and make some preparations. Meet me...
Так, мне надо отучиться. Продолжим. Так.
Surely it'd be
All right, Nico, we're here. So what's your plan of action to deal with this rival book?
Why don't you take a guess? I'll give you a hint. It's to do with the Yai Publishing House.
Oh, Paimon knows! Combine the reputation of the Yai Publishing House with the status of...
Oh, wow. Your first guess, and you got it absolutely wrong.
Yeah! Wait!
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel right now. If we did as you suggested, we would effectively be in bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers. All we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them out.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty catastrophic. Oh!
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require, going to such lengths over a light novel would be extremely disruptive.
But that means there's nothing we can do.
Well, I've been thinking. I've read a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. It has many other good qualities. The book contains many ancient kaiden, or tales of the supernatural, and is written in a very I think we're going to have a difficult time trying to rein in its... That's right. How do you get rid of the next big thing? So what we're going to do is create Inazuma's newest hit, smash our rivals' sales numbers, and win our readers back. That is how... Incidentally, this will also be the best way to combat the influence of a first-hand...
Wait, Nico. So you want us to write a novel?
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But let's not forget that I did say this is what we're going to do. I trust that the word teamwork is in your Anyway, there is a writer submission event going on at the moment. Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have an idea of what... I'll be at Uyu Restaurant. Find me there when you're done. I will assemble a team.
Что? Бывает, только одно. Серьезно, из-за ежедневного задания? Я ее быстро пройду. Так. Что я... Давайте.
The key to a successful light novel is having when to use illustrations, what they should contain, and which artists you should commission for them. Good illustrations can make up for bad writing. But on the flip side, a bad illustration can... There's a saying that light novels are essentially a case of buy art, get words free. I'd agree with that. Too bad most of the top artists have... The illustrations in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits are incredible, but it's unlike any...
I'll be honest, I read light novels for the cheap thrills. In most traditional stories, the protagonist usually has this long and drawn-out character arc, usually involving a process of By contrast, there's this popular light novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, where the protagonist is super strong. The protagonist is a kitsune who has not only mastered the secret art of incantations, but also tea ceremony, paint...
I've been reading light novels for a long time now. I'm mainly into big, ambitious fantasy works. These days, though, everyone seems to be imitating each other. Most of the time, I can guess what the story is about. The only recent book worth mentioning is A First-Hand Guide to... Not only is it a good story, but the descriptions are really true to life. So much so that I'm almost wondering if maybe the author really had...
There's much more to light novels than Paimon realized.
Пешком может пройтись, в принципе. М. Загрузка снова червя проведена. Ладно. А. Ты долго будешь годиться или нет? А? Буду долго. Ладно, становимся.
Ah, there you are. Let me introduce the team.
Команда.
You've already met Junkichi and Shigeru. Shigeru is an experienced editor, and Junkichi is the author he's partnered with. Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have been very popular with Satomi is Yai Publishing House's ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different stories and all under different pen names. As for what those names are, well, that's a trade secret. They will be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks a first-hand guide to summoning spirits off its perch.
Uh-huh. It definitely...
Now then, tell me what you found out about readers' preferences. All very true. An original core concept, a fast pace, quality illustrations, and lots of action. More importantly than that, even though it's a work of fiction, we have to deliver a sense of realism.
Paimon followed pretty much all of that, but there's still one. For example, we know we need an original core concept.
Before you can answer that question, you have to understand your target audience. Take a first-hand guide to summoning spirits, for example. When I read it, all I find is common knowledge to the kitsune. But to the general public, it's bursting with new and as a traveler, there must be a great many things you know that are complete unknowns to the people of Inazuma.
Oh, right! So maybe we can take inspiration from our time in Mondstadt. But that would make it a completely different genre than a first-hand guide.
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is provide some interesting ideas based on your As long as the core content is interesting, my expert team here will be able to flesh out.
Alright, let's start with chapter 1 then.
Нету.
What are you thinking? This sounds like a great one! Let's see here. The protagonist arrives in Mondstadt for the first time to the sight of a dragon. With the help of some trusty companions, the protagonist successfully defeats the dragon. But then, the dragon's human let us work together to build a better future. The love story between human and dragon well, that was an unexpected development. What happened to the grand adventure? What? But that's so misleading.
Out of a maximum of 10 points, I'd give that a 9. The story certainly goes in an unorthodox direction, and the Dragon Girl sounds destined to be a hit character. Approved.
What the heck?
Good job, little one. You're not only drawing on your own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light novels you've read in the past. I think you really... Thoughts from the experts? Are we able to work with this general...
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so this deals with that problem.
That's good. Okay, we're done with chapter 1. Let's move on to chapter 2.
Huh? Won't that do for now?
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think. If we don't keep delivering the goods now we've caught their attention, all our hard work... Hurry, chapter 2, let's go. Can't you see that Satomi is waiting?
Hmm? What's wrong with you? You don't look so good.
What a pity. I thought your beginner's luck would carry you a little further before it came to this. But alas, the time has come prematurely.
Before it came to what? What?
The bane of our existence. Writer's block. It's your arch nemesis for life, appearing without warning and inflicting a pain worse than death upon the writer. They sell their souls just to get their muse back.
Sounds awful!
When this happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and take a proper break. Boss, get me a plate of fried tofu, and get some kushikatsu for the... Don't worry, this is my treat.
Да.
Your treat? Oh, wait a minute. Miko, what?
Of course, everyone that takes part in the creative process will be paid.
Alright, cool. Then let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now. For the sake of our paycheck, get your brain going! Ooh, ooh! Does this mean your inspirations come back?
Пофиг. Так себе.
Let's see now. The protagonist arrives in Liyue and befriends a young man who doesn't have the money to pay for anything. Only later do it with the help of the Qixing and the protection of the Adepti. I am free to... Is this the kind of cheap thrill that...
I give it a 9.8. The story is fun and action-packed with no dark undertones. Also, there are a great many legends about Rex Lapis, and I, for one, think there's a sizable market for this. Approved.
Alright, well, let's just hope Zhongli doesn't mind.
Не, не буду.
Great. Well, now Satomi can get started on that.
Leave it to me, Lady Yai.
Ой, блин.
Let's write about Inazuma in the 3rd chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt decree or your experience in the Resistance. Any ideas?
Давай.
When the Vision Hunt decree comes out of nowhere, the protagonist joins the Resist. Find out how the protagonist goes on to make great contributions to the war effort, become best friends with the Resistance General, and get to know the Guji. It's surprisingly normal.
I think it's rather good. A lot of people still like the classic hero's journey, from ordinary soldier to great leader. One thing, though. We'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you the Omamori. Let's change it to... The mysterious Lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes come true. The protagonist uses this spell to defeat...
Whoa, so we're really going head-to-head with our run.
I suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript...
Are we done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide?
The content is fine. Now we just need to promote it. I will contact an artist to make some illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as those in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. We'll also need an endorsement on a paper band. She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine. You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work, but please go by the Yai Publishing House at some point to commission Ms. Hina for that recommendation.
Хина, что-то знакомое. Здорово. Что может покорить?
Let me think. What spell does Lady Kitsune... I've got to make sure it's...
Войти. Да, я угадал, загрузка через жопу. А нет. То долго, то быстро. Ты уже проелись. Что мне кажется проще через карту ТП. Это загрузка. Шикарно. Так, ага, текстуры. Ладно. Текстуры. Давай, прогружайся. Тогда пешком. Тихо. Алло. Урода.
Miss Hina doesn't usually do endorsements. But with Miss Hina getting so popular lately, a lot of people have come to us hoping to do a collaboration. But Miss Hina's not interested in any of it. She still prefers to focus all her efforts on replying to readers' letters, and turns down maybe that's why her fans like her so much. I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, if we can get that endorsement from Miss Hina, you'll definitely get an exposure boost. May your light novel sell well and set a new record for the Yai Publishing House.
We'll do our best.
Блин, то вверх, то вниз, куда? Дайте руку, познакомиться, ваши. Туда? На канвасе.
Are you sure you'd like to submit this entry? Let me see. The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler by Thousand Hands.
Тысяча руки.
What a strange pen name. Definitely your doing. Having been around you so much recently, Paimon's...
What do you mean, strange? It took a lot of work by a lot of different people to get this thing finished. Don't you think it's a very...
We'll get this printed as a matter of priority and conduct trial sales in pilot locations throughout Inazuma. I'll announce the sales numbers in 3 days.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting a little nervous now. Do you really think this is gonna work?
That's right. Be confident in your work. That's exactly how a light novel...
Okay, then I'll sign you up. Please come back in 3 days for the results. Thank you all for your submission. I wish you the very best of luck.
Куда? 3 дня ждать? Серьезно? Извините. Вы чё, блин? Впервые 3 дня, блин? Кошмар. Давай так попробуем. 3 дня, что ли, откручивать? Тик-тик-тик-тик-тик-тик-тик. Ну-ка. Подождите, 3 дня. Я на всякий случай подожду. Это как второй день считается или уже первый? Или все не... не понял. Это 3... Ладно, 3 дня.
You've all finally made it.
Здорово.
Good news, everyone. I just received word that your light novel is flying off the shelves. Multiple sales locations are asking.
Woohoo! That's great!
This level of success is an amazing accomplishment for a new work. Most new books don't sell 30% of what you've sold. I have free copies for each of you here. Please take them. The payment will follow shortly, and I'll notify you to come and collect it when the time comes.
Oh yeah! The whole reason why we made this light novel was to combat the influence of... We sold a lot of copies, but it doesn't feel like we accomplished our goal.
Oh, don't worry. Shh. Listen to what the people around us are talking about.
Hey guys, have you heard about this latest Kaidan thing doing the rounds? You just need to recite the incantation from A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits at Midnight, and your wish will come true.
Oh, that? That's a throwback. That's old news, man. No one's talking about that anymore. The secret spells of Lady Kitsune is the new hit thing. I've already memorized all the incantations.
The secret spells of Lady Kitsune? What's that?
You haven't read it yet? Okay, so supposedly, if you recite the spell in there on a moonless night, you'll receive protection of the kitsune. I heard that the incantations in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits have weird side effects. This one guy wished for a load of mora and got it, but then one night it all turned to leaves and he developed a high fever. They actually had to use one of the secret spells of Lady Kitsune to get rid of the discomfort. That proves that the incantations in this book are more potent than the ones everyone was trying before.
Really? Well, I better go and prepare too.
Well, feeling less worried now?
Wow, you're right! Everyone's shifting focus! But what's this moonless night that Paimon doesn't remember that detail from the brainstorming session?
This is something that will become very important to us.
There's a phase 2?
Of course. Behind every book that hits the market lies...
Oh yeah, if we leave him to his own devices, he might just write another... Also, we still need to figure out what his motive for writing it was!
Exactly. That's what we need to take care of next. Fortunately, I've already managed to identify the author. He's a failed light novelist, but when we went to ask him about it, he had no recollection whatsoever of having written the book. Yes, this is another case of possession. Only this time, whoever possessed him actively after his novel submission failed, he was walking aimlessly in Araumi. In frustration, he shouted out, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly..."
But the spirit that wrote the book has already left him now, right? So...
Simple. It wrote a summoning incantation in the book, didn't it? So we can just use its own method to make it manifested. And you, my little friend, are the perfect candidate for this role. Oh, what are you talking about? The fun's just about to begin.
Прогрузку FPS мне кто-нибудь завяжет, нет? Не понимаю, что за хрень. Надеюсь, скоро закончу, иначе все пиздец, как бы нахуй тут. Блин, серьезно, я не хочу.
Miko, what is this place?
Ну даже не память.
The ideal spot for a little meet and greet with a certain elusive author.
Really? But it feels so eerie.
That seems rather fitting, considering that we are dealing with the spirit. What are you so afraid of, honestly? We're finally about to meet the true author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Paimon's heart is pounding, but Paimon's pretty sure it's not because of
Come on.
Hey, wait up! Oh, Paimon's scared. Stay close by, okay? Don't leave Paimon all alone.
Надеюсь, там хотя бы поменьше будет лагать. Хотя Геншину похрен будет, конечно. Ему уже похрен. Ранее рекомендую. Ну да, Геншину похрен. И Мика Полуки сама там будет, так что... Давай тебя возьму.
I am the man!
И Мику уже, по-моему, дадут сразу же, да? Как испытательное охуение. Если нет, то, ну, хреново. Придется снова выходить. Дайте ей Мику, пожалуйста. Локи должны ее дать, да? Все-таки это же задание легенд из нее. Ну да. Это она. Не, Геншина похрен, лагает все равно. Эй, блин, что ж ты нагрузился-то? Что у тебя есть? Ну, это понятно. Это что, подожди? Хотелось вирусили силу атаки всех членов. Кстати, неплохая хрень. Сколько, блин? Понял. Пипец, конечно. Аре! Тормозить, блядь.
What a weird painting. Miko, do you know what it's supposed to show?
Probably a scene from ancient Inazuma.
It's a good piece of artwork and all, but it's also kinda eerie. Looks like the artist signed their name.
Let's go inside and take a look.
Давайте без рогов, а я заколебусь. Не хочу драться.
It's my lucky day!
Emerge.
Не хочу драться.
Light blade! How's this? The fairy! Attaboy!
Блин.
Right here. Right now. Right here.
А сколько там? По 4000 метров. Только я только меня там. Так.
Wow, this place is huge. Hey, is that a mirror? There's a really weird-looking stool as well. Wonder what it's for.
Ah, I see. Huh. This setup is quite handy. Saves me a lot of work. All right, go and take a look around. There should be a mechanism somewhere that makes the whole room move. Sure.
А. Куда?
Emerge. Right here. Emerge.
Кто? Это же она? И дальше куда? Так, сундука. Это что у нас?
Right here.
It's my lucky day! How's this? Fairy!
Ага. Еще две. я понял. Идем вверх.
Show them.
What's one more?
No time to lose.
Show them. Come on out.
Я понял.
Cut it over! Like this.
Так.
Show them.
You're also
Я кто? Я уже заблудился. Последняя лампа осталась туда, да? Или нет? А, ее типа не надо. Как куда попасть? Как попасть?
Right now.
Даже не
Emerge.
знаю.
Retribution!
I've got you. One strike will suffice. Taste my blade. Fall before me.
Чё?
Right now. Emerge.
It's over. I'm ready. One strike will suffice. Temple cut down. This will do. This battle.
Так, все. Так.
Whoa. It's that painting we just saw. It's turning this way along with the whole wall. It's getting eerier and scarier.
Okay. Next, I will show you a secret kitsune spell. This painting is a swift summoning medium, which means I'll be able to skip many of the more tedious steps. The murky mirror reflects the view of Inazuma in a bygone age. Spirits stirred by the sight of the past will be easily drawn to it. You're up next, little one. Come on, sit yourself down here. Yes. The whole point of a summoning ritual is for a dead person's spirit to possess a living person's body. You saw what happened to that Oni samurai spirit. After leaving the host's body, he was only able to make...
Are we positive that summoning a spirit to possess the traveler isn't gonna have any lasting negative consequences?
Oh, you about the little one quite a lot, don't you? I'm a little jealous. I wish my friends were caring like that. Anyway, are you scared, little friend? Don't you worry now, it'll be over soon. Sit on the chair, stare at the painting, and relax your body and mind. Try and be natural. There's really no need to be nervous.
It's like he's sitting inside the painting. Huh? Is Paimon seeing things? Did the painting just move?
Recite the incantation in your heart, little one. Also, you'll need to have some intense thoughts. Now, what kind of wish do we think it would take to summon forth the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning
Probably something to do with writing?
Very good. The wish needs to be heartfelt, though, so let me help add a little realism to the equation. The book is selling exceptionally well, Traveler, but we're going to need an outline for Chapter 4 as soon as humanly possible. When is the earliest that you can turn it in by?
The painting is moving again! What the?
I never thought the day would come when I'd be summoned using my own ritual. What have we here? Another budding writer? What's come over you all? Why is everyone wishing for help with their writing? Our novels?
We got you! So you're the one who wrote A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirit. What are you trying to do, Why'd you put that summoning incantation in the book, huh?
Huh? What's this? Oh, I see. No wonder this felt so familiar. I've walked... You ask me what my game is here? Well, of course. It was to use this incantation as a means for all the souls of the departed yokai to make their glory...
What? Paimon knew it! You had an evil plan all along!
Oh, did you now? Then how naive of you to let me possess this body so easily. I sense, yes, great power within good. Good! With this power, no one shall be able to stand in my way.
Wake up! Quick! Wake up! We gotta stop him!
It is futile. You shall never wake him again. This body now belongs to me.
Hey! Come on, wake up! Don't let him take your mind! Miko, think of something! Miko! You're laughing?
Oh, Rakusai, you haven't changed a bit. You caught on so quickly. Too perfect.
Well, you made the face enough times that I couldn't exactly miss the hint. This is what you were going for, yes? Never one to stand. Look what you've done to this little flying one here. Oh, poor
You were having plenty of fun playing the bad guy a moment ago. Now you're trying to blame it all on me?
Rakusai? Miko, you guys know each other?
Yes, we do. Of course we do.
Allow me to formally introduce the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning no, wait. To be more accurate, it's Urakusai's memory.
Memory? But isn't he a spirit?
Ah, spirits, memories. They're just different words to describe the same thing. Something that...
Do you remember that recent incident when the Rift Hounds were gnawing at the sacred Sakura's roots? You witnessed human memories leaking from the ley lines, didn't you? Well, since there are human memories, of course there are going to be yokai. In life, yokai possess supernatural powers. And even when they are a shadow of their former selves from a bygone era, they still have the ability to control what... Typically, yokai memories survive longer in the world than those of humans.
Indeed, indeed. I was wandering around the sacred Sakura's roots when I suddenly heard someone yelling, "Please." It piqued my curiosity, so I popped inside his body and wrote a novel.
So that's how it happened. But why did you
Oh, little one. Not to toot my own horn here, but when I was alive, I wasn't just another kitsune, no. I was a mighty and powerful Daiyoko. The memories of other yokai can't possess human bodies at will, but with this incantation, they can go one last little joyride in the world for a couple of days.
but...
She's trying to say that all the commotion this causes is likely to be a great disturbance to the
Disturbance? I guess you mean that we might leave them with some broken dreams after we leave, hmm? Oh, yes. But you know, I actually think that the most admirable thing about human beings is the way that they go out and shape their fate. As for those who would rather draw on external power than seek to improve themselves, it's quite right that they learn their lesson eventually. So when you think about it, we're actually doing the humans a big favor. Miko, you agree?
Yes, that's what I thought.
All right then. You finally convinced Paimon.
What are you scared of, little one? Don't be deceived by her day-to-day antics.
Not only that, Irakusai, but my latest work has beaten that book you wrote, a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Of course. You were never one to make extra work for yourself where you can help it. And yet you went to all these lengths to find my painting room, and even took the trouble to... You were always the one to pick a quarrel with me when we all used to gather around and share stories. All right. You win, I lose. Happy now?
I finally get to hear you say it centuries later. Ooh, I'm...
I remember when you were just a little girl, always hanging off my shoulders. A few hundred years later, and you're all grown up.
Oh, Irakusai, how much time do you have left?
Not much. That goes for all of us, actually. We've all got to go back where we came from. Everyone's quite content in many ways, but they still can't help but ask.
Don't you worry about that. When my bell rings, it means the moonless night is upon us.
Great. Wonderful. Miko, it's been nice catching up, but I'd better conserve my energy if I want to stick it out until then. So, I'll be on my way now.
All right. Goodbye then, Irakusai.
One last thing, Miko. I just want to know, have you been well all these years?
I've been great, of course. Every day is a happy one. Especially these days. Not only do I have my light novels, but I've also met these two delightfully nosy outlanders. And even A is finally starting to come to her senses. Quite a miracle, given how
Oh, well, great. That's fantastic.
Irakusai, you'd be right at home in this era. A great storyteller and artist like yourself would be the Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. And I would personally be hounding you over...
He disappeared. Are you awake? How are you feeling?
Are you all there? Here, like last time. Repeat after me.
1, 2, 1.
Oh, you beat me to it. Looks like your brain is intact. So, your first possession, What was it like? Good. Saves me from having to explain it. Hearing Rakusai admit defeat has put me in the most wonderful mood. In return, it's only fair that we make sure to deliver on what they're all hoping for. Yes, though they only represent a tiny proportion of the memories in the ley lines, It will still be. Since you've come this far, why don't you do one last thing for me, hmm?
You cannot be serious, Miko. After all that, you guys teamed up to scare Paimon just now. If you think Paimon's...
Aw, come on. I'm really only asking you to finish what you started.
Paimon's paycheck? Well, there's no way out now. We're in...
Что за звук? Это чё? Сейчас лагать еще хуже будет. Ёбаный мне так сейчас. Как я летом буду вообще снимать? 5 минут и все. Вообще кошмар. Палки мы скоро закончим, так что это я просто оставлю. Потом поменяю его.
Well, hello there, my little helpers. So nice of you to join me.
As if we had a choice. We just want our paycheck. So, Nico, what exactly do we have to do to make this hiyaki? Also, to be clear, we actually have no idea.
It might sound ominous, but to put it simply, the Hyakyako is just a gathering of the yokai. Back in the day at yokai gatherings, once everyone had had plenty to drink, one by one they'd start soaring into the sky with their yokai. But now, the yokai memories that leak from the ley lines are weak. They are no... So I will be performing a convocation ritual for them. When the time comes, they will gather in the sky above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Once their energy is spent, all the preparations for the ritual have actually been made well in advance. Remember the incantation?
Oh, yeah! Something about reciting the secrets.
That's the one. Actually, it's not a wish-granting incantation at all. It's a spell to help. When that time comes, let's all pitch in and help send them on their way. I will start the ritual preparations shortly, and at that time I need... First, tell the shrine maidens to leave the mountain. During the Hyakyako, a whole swarm of yokai memories will be hanging around in the air above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Having the shrine maidens leave avoids the bothersome issue of someone After that, I will commence the ritual, and the memories will begin to congregate. This will take some time. I need you at the foot of... The memories are normally dispersed and don't pose a threat. But when their energy is constant, they may see this as an opportunity to try and make it up them.
Alright, got it. Then what?
Well, if at that point you felt like coming to the shrine and getting a close-up view of the...
Okay, let's get
Can't catch me.
Descend the mountain?
Yep, Miko said the ritual she's gonna perform soon might
I see. I'll evacuate everyone right away.
We'll be taking care of a couple other things for her. And once we're done with that, we're gonna come back and do the ritual together.
It seems like Lady Guji places great trust in you. Lady Guji's never allowed anyone else to be in her presence when she's... Thank you for helping with the ritual.
Don't worry, we're much stronger. Miko's about to start the ritual. Come on, let's go deal with the monsters down the mountain.
С монстром? Ладно, с этой походим. Если я, конечно, дам везде. Ну, что-то мне кажется, я вообще ничего не сделал. Просто прогрузка просто полномагус. Это только прогрузка. Тихо. Не падай. Мне чё, этих отхренать, что ли? Ну блин, вы серьезно, я не хочу. Речь.
These monsters look really riled up. Yep. Let's get rid of them as fast as we can. Then we can get back in time to see the yokai.
А тебя там это не случается?
All right, here they come.
Еще будут? Еще будут. Что будет? Здорово.
Very.
Йо.
Don't hold back! I dare you! Watch your step!
Very.
Don't dare! Back.
Hello.
Strike back! Let's roll! Watch your step!
Давай.
Can't catch me.
Ой, не начинай лагаться.
Yes, the memories of the yokai. They haven't been able to relax and soar through the air like this for a long time. Come with me. You all right, little one? You look a little nervous.
It's just... Hyman's never seen anything like this before. Whoa, they've really blacked out the moon!
It does look a little intimidating, doesn't it? But I know them. They may be loud and brash at times, but they are good and brave souls. Even after losing their lives in a brutal war, they have never given in to grief or despair. Alas, their time is short. It's a feast, and all feasts come to an end. Since you're sorry to see them leave, why don't you do the recital along with me? O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment, in reverence I perform this rite.
In reverence I perform this rite.
To be a guiding light.
The book says, recite the secret spells of Lady Kitsune tonight, and our wishes will come true.
O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment.
I perform this rite to be a guiding light. Your unrivaled power will be honored eternally.
Murakusai, you asked if I was doing well. Really, every day is a happy day for me. But watching you all leave now, I can't help but feel a little lonely. Just a little, of course.